And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed. To you it shall be for food. Genesis 1:29. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Psalm 78:25. Everyday Manna with Lisa.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Everyday Manna. We are back outside again today. We're going to be doing some more grilling, some more outdoor food. It's the summer. We need to get out of our kitchens and outside and have picnics and just enjoy the beautiful world that's around us. So that's what we're doing today. And for today, we're going to be having an orange glazed chicken. Now you may have had a Chinese dish that is an orange chicken, that is a deep fried chicken glazed with an orange glaze. We're not going to be deep frying. We're going to grill our chicken and then we're going to brush it with a glaze made of orange marmalade and balsamic vinegar and honey. It's just going to be delicious. But the first thing we need to do is get our chicken on the grill. Now I just have boneless, skinless chicken breasts. They're about 6 to 8 ounces a piece. My grill is heating up here. So let's get our chicken on the grill. Skin side. If you had skin on chicken, you would want to put the skin side down, but mine is the skinless kind. You always grill the skin side down if you have the bone-in skin on. Mine are boneless. We're just going to put them on the grill. I always put my food on an angle if I'm grilling a large piece of meat, and I'll show you why in just a minute, because that way you can get the pretty marks on there. Let's get these chicken breasts on there. Yum. I love orange. Maybe you've had orange duck. Some people have had the an orange duck à l'orange. You know what I'm talking about? Well, this is kind of taken off of those sorts of flavors, and it's got the orange marmalade in it, and some honey and some balsamic vinegar, and it'll just simply be delicious. We're going to get started while our chicken is cooking. Let's salt and pepper the one side here. Just salt, simply just kosher salt and freshly cracked pepper on one side of our chicken breast. Be careful working over the heat. Burn yourself. I'm accident prone, so I'm surprised I haven't thus far. It's hot though. This grill is very, very hot. I want to create an oven type situation, so I want to close down the lid and let that go for about 3 minutes, and then I'm going to turn the chicken so we can get those beautiful crosshatch marks. But right now, let's just work on the glaze for the chicken. I want about a cup of just orange marmalade that you get in any store out there. Want about a cup of it. It doesn't have to be exact. Just save a little bit because we're going to make our salad dressing out of this. We want about, I'd say, 1/4 of a cup or so of honey. Just get your little bear and squeeze out some honey. About a 1/3 of a cup or so of balsamic vinegar, just good balsamic vinegar. About 1/3 of a cup. That just adds a little bit of tang to it. I like to use grill seasoning in anything that I cook outside, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon or so of just grill seasoning. I use the steak blend for absolutely everything. And I'm going to use about 1/4 of a teaspoon or so of just garlic powder. And that's it for your glaze. Now let's add a little bit of salt and a little bit of freshly cracked pepper. And there's your glaze. Take a whisk and just kind of work that glaze in a little bit. And you see how it's thick, and it'll just be perfect on that chicken. Just glaze it. It'll be yummy. Will be delicious. You could add a little bit of red pepper flake too to this if you wanted to. That would be good also. Now let's get started. We're going to serve our chicken over just a bed of salad greens, just simple little salad greens, and we're going to make our dressing that goes over our salad greens. We're going to use the same. We want to marry the flavors. We want to use the same orange marmalade that you usually put on your toast in the mornings. I'd say about 1/2 cup or so. I'm spilling it everywhere here. of the orange marmalade, about, let me get this other whisk here. Want to stream in about 1/2 cup of olive oil, extra virgin because it's a salad dressing. Just kind of whisk that together to thin it out a little bit. Need a little more olive oil. Just a little bit of the extra virgin olive oil, and I hear our chicken going away here. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Now this one is our salad dressing. We're going to add a touch of balsamic vinegar, about 1/4 cup or so of balsamic vinegar. You want to use a good balsamic vinegar. If you can at all find one, it's an ingredient that is now available easily in any grocery store out there. But it comes, if you've ever looked at the balsamic vinegars, it comes in different years. It's aged in barrels, different kinds of barrels to get the flavor. The last one is the mulberry barrel. But the balsamic vinegar comes in different years, like aged 4 years, 12 years. I've even had the 50-year. You know, and of course, the longer it's aged, the pricier it will be. I personally, just for everyday use, like a good 4-year balsamic vinegar. 4 years gives you good taste in the vinegar. It'll run you about $3 to $4 a bottle, but it's so delicious in so many different things that it is well worth the little bit of price there. And let's just add a touch of honey because we want to marry the flavors of our marinade with our salad dressing. And there you go. There's your beautiful little salad dressing that we're going to dress our greens with here in just a little bit. We will zest our lemon and squeeze our lemon over our salad bowl. Let's turn the chicken first real quick before we do that. Now, when your food has been on the grill for, say, 3 minutes or so on one side, take your tongs and let me show you what has happened. You see those pretty little marks? If you'll turn your chicken or your steaks or whatever you're cooking, just turn it to the opposite angle. When you take your food off the grill, you will have those beautiful little marks. Let me show you. You see how you get those pretty little marks on your food? Well, when you turn it, you get what's called the crosshatch marks. And we'll put the lid back down on that because we want to create like an oven. Let's get back to our lemon here. We're going to zest it first, taking off the outer edges, the outer lemon, the zest, which is the yellow part of the lemon, or an orange, whatever you're using. I'm using lemon today, but you could use a lime in this, you could use an orange in this, and it would be equally as delicious. Just get all of the yellow off of the orange. Remember, it stays on the back of your microplane. This is a good little tool to have in your kitchen. And then we're going to squeeze the juice. My little lemon reamer. Oops, get it right in the center and twist, and you will get all of the juice out of your lemons. I don't mind. Now, some people don't like the seeds in theirs. You could take the end of yours and pick them out if you want. I truly don't mind the seeds in mine. But if you do, just take the end of your little lemon reamer, and they'll come right out. Not a problem. If you take the little point and put in that little pithy part, go straight into the center. And then you get your juice out, squeeze it. And there you go. There's our dressing. I've got to take a quick break. When I come back, we're going to flip the chicken, and we're going to get started on some grilled pineapple. We'll be right back in just a minute. Hi everybody, and welcome back. Now, I flipped our chicken over the break. All I did was just turn it over, and you can see it's just grilling up beautifully. We've got the beautiful, I love the charcoaly look on chicken or steaks. That's the best part to me. I've added a cast iron skillet that I am preheating on my grill, and we're going to saute up some carrots and some red pepper and some squash. In the summertime, when you're cooking outside, you can do all kinds of vegetables, just whatever you like, and you can do it right on the grill. And we're just going to do a combination, like I said, of carrots and red pepper, which a red pepper is just a ripened green pepper. That's all it is. It's sweeter. It has more flavor. It has a lot of lycopene in it, which is a wonderful antioxidant to eat. And then some yellow squash, because that is what is in season right now. If you're grilling at another time of the year, and maybe asparagus is in season, or some of the winter squashes, or beets, or whatever you like, you could grill any kind of vegetable that you like on your grill, and it would be delicious. While our pan is heating, let's go ahead and chop up our red pepper. If you'll notice, let me show you a little trick, an easy way. If you'll turn the red pepper up like this and just make a little slit about halfway down the red pepper and then pull it apart, one side of your pepper is basically done for you. And then all you have to do is just take your fingers and go in there and pull out the seeds and the stem from the other side. It's a lot easier than cutting it in half and then having to take your knife and fish out the other part of the seeds. We're going to just slice it thin into matchstick pieces, because that's what kind of carrot shape that I'm using today. I just bought a bag of the pre-shredded up carrots in my store. I'm going to just do little thin slices of red pepper. I guess if I had to choose a favorite pepper, the red pepper would be my favorite. It's so sweet. I just munch on it. Just love them. Absolutely love them. Let's just get that to the side. We've got one yellow squash here. And we're just going to cut it into fairly thin rounds. I eat a lot of squash in the summertime. My mother grows a garden. I've shared that with you. And I have a steady supply of zucchini and yellow squash. And so we eat a lot of it. But it's good for you and it's delicious. I eat it a lot of different ways. One of these days we'll make stuffed squash. We'll cut them in half and stuff them. They'll be delicious. So we've got our little squash rounds. I'm going to add a clove of garlic. Just one clove here. Let's get a good clove. We're going to also do our bread with some garlic. We're going to grill some bread, and we're going to put our garlic cloves on there. The chicken is just cooking away. I just want one clove. I don't want the garlic to overwhelm the flavor. Same technique here. Smash it. Take off the peeling. If you can get it off, there we go. Garlic smells wonderful. Take your knife, slice it thin first. Let me get that little end off there. And then take your knife and run through your garlic to mince it. I don't own a garlic press. If you have a garlic press and you like to use it, by all means use your garlic press. But I'm not a person that if a gadget is just, if it only does one thing, I don't want it. I like things that can do 2 or 3 different tasks. So there's our garlic. Our skillet should be hot. So let's add some extra virgin olive oil. I would say about a tablespoon, maybe 2. Cast iron is a wonderful way to cook outside. Let's add our squash. Be careful not to burn yourself. Get that going. Add our red peppers to our skillet. Let's take our tongs and just kind of toss that around. Let's let that go for just a minute, because the carrots are very, very thin and they will cook in no time. Let's add our garlic to it. A little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Delicious. Stir it around. And just let that go for just a minute, and then we'll add our carrots to it. Let's turn our chicken. You want to do the same thing on this side. Once it's been on there for just a minute, you want to give it about a 90-degree turn. And that just puts those pretty little marks on there. Just makes it look better. Turn our chicken. And we can go ahead and glaze this one side. Once you've cooked your chicken on the one side, you can put your glaze on there. You would not want to put your glaze on too soon, because what will happen is the honey and the natural sugars that's in our glaze would burn. So you always want to wait till like the last 10 minutes or so of your cooking before you put your glaze on there. let's get our, let's brush one side of it here with our glaze. Now I just have a silicone basting brush here that I'm using, but you can use, you know, any kind of basting tool that you have would be perfectly fine. I really need a longer handle one, but I don't have one here, so I'll just use what I've got. Smells so good. That orange and chicken just is a marriage made in heaven when it comes to food. Smells yummy. Now, we'll just kind of let that hang out for a few minutes. Let's check our vegetables. They won't take but just a minute to cook. Now, what we are going to do is I'm going to move, if I can find my, I'll use this because my handle's going to be hot. I'm going to move my skillet to the back. Let's move our chicken around just a little bit here. Because I'm going to move my skillet to the back so that I can put some pineapple on here. You don't want to touch that hot, hot pan. Make sure you don't touch it. And we're just going to let that go. Move my chicken. Now, we're going to grill some pineapple. If you've never had grilled pineapple, it's very easy. Now, you could buy a fresh pineapple if you wanted to and cut it, you know, cut the top off and peel it and cut it out. Or you can do what I did, and I just bought 2 cans of the sliced pineapple. Let me get a fork here. I just bought 2 cans of the slices of pineapple. Perfectly good. And just put them on your grill for just a minute. We're only going to grill them for about a minute on each side. Just enough to kind of give it a little bit of a smoky flavor, just a little tiny bit. Delicious. We're going to brush it with a little bit, or we're going to spoon a little bit actually. We're going to spoon a little tiny bit of honey over them. So let me grab a spoon and just get my little bear of honey. And when we turn those over, when we get the grill marks and we turn them over, we're going to add just a little bit of honey. I got to take a quick break. When I come back, we're going to wrap up this meal. We're going to get the bread on the grill, get the chicken off, and then we're going to eat. I'll be right back with you in just a minute. And welcome back. Now we're just going to we're going to add our carrots to our skillet first. Our yellow squash and our red peppers have sauteed up with just 1 clove of garlic and some extra virgin olive oil. And I'm just going to add some carrots. These are just the julienne shredded up carrots that you can buy in any grocery store out there. Already done for you. And we're just going to kind of stir those together. We're going to let those carrots cook for just a minute, and really that's done because you don't want them to get overcooked. Looks good. Now let's turn our pineapple. Well, let me show you what happens. When you put it on your grill, you just, sometimes it'll stick, that's okay, just use a spatula. And turn it over, and you see you get those pretty little grill marks on your pineapple. The sugars in the pineapple is what's causing. I'm just going to forget the fork and do this. See how you get those pretty little grill marks on your pineapple. Like I said, you could by all means get a fresh pineapple if you wanted to and just slice it and do this very same thing, or you can just use a can like I did. Either one will be good. Now I'm going to take a little bit of honey, and I'm just going to spoon just a touch of honey over each one, just to kind of give it a little bit of that honey flavor, that Hawaiian beautiful flavor. Honey is so good in so many different dishes. It's good in savory dishes. It's good in sweet dishes. It's really a very versatile cooking ingredient. Just a little bit. You don't want to take away from the flavor of the pineapple. You want to just add a little bit of honey to it. 2 more there. Then we'll turn our chicken back over and glaze the other side because our chicken is just about done. And we got to make room, and we're going to put our bread on here. So the pineapple just needs to get marked on that one side. Let's flip our chicken over and grill the other side. And then the chicken is done. Let's brush it with the marinade. Looks good. That orange marmalade just kind of melts down into the chicken. I think I forgot to turn that piece over. Let me check that one. Yeah, I did. And there you go. Now, let's get our chicken off. Grab a plate here. And just put your chicken. These thinner pieces I know are done. I may leave that really thick piece back there on just for a minute more. Turn it down. But these thinner pieces are done. They're going to cook so much quicker. And then let's get started. Let me put this back here. And let's get our bread. Okay, put our glaze over here. I just have 1 loaf of French bread that you buy in any grocery store out there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to char up the bread on the grill. I have 2 cloves of garlic that I've just taken the skins off, and I've just halved them. And when we take this bread off the grill, we will take that garlic on the crusty part of the bread and just simply, it'll kind of melt down into the bread. Cut your bread on an angle about 1 inch to 1.25 inches thick. Put it straight on the grill. Don't need anything. What you're doing is toasting your bread on the grill. We'll leave the end off there. And we'll do 6 pieces for right now. Let's get our pineapple off of our stove here, because he's done, they're done. You're not cooking it, you're just really kind of, that one doesn't want to leave me. You're just really putting the grill marks on there and adding just a little bit of honey. They're wanting to stick to my spatula, so let's, looks good, doesn't it? Our vegetables, let's check them. Your bread will go pretty quick. Let's check our vegetables. And they're pretty well done. Now, let's turn our bread. Let me just set this over here. It just takes it a minute. You see what happens? You see how the bread just kind of chars on the one side? Exactly what you want. It does not take long. It just takes a minute. And you're wanting to crust up that outside just like you were making toast on the inside in a toaster, but only you're doing it outside on your grill. Slice up our bread, since we made some room, and get our bread on there. And add that to it. And when we take that off, we're going to rub it with that clove of garlic that we've just cut in half, and it'll be delicious. Now let's get our plate ready to go. Let's move this over here. Let me grab. Now all I did was just use some bottled, pre-mixed up salad dressing. I bought the Italian. You can get whatever kind that you like. And we've got our wonderful salad dressing here that we made that is marrying the flavors that's on the chicken. We're just going to add a little bit of that over our salad. Just a little bit of salad dressing. I don't like a lot of dressing on my salads. I don't like it to be swimming in there. I just like it to kind of have just a little bit. I just have some toasted sesame seeds that I'm just going to sprinkle over the top just because I like the flavor. Let's grab our chicken, and we will put a couple of our pineapple our pineapple rings on here. And a piece of our beautiful chicken. Our honey glazed, our orange and honey glazed chicken. And some of our vegetables. Let's grab some of our vegetables. And our wonderful bread. We can't forget our bread. Let's get a little bit of this on there. And our bread. Let me show you how you finish the bread. Take a piece of your bread. Woo, hot. Your garlic clove that you've cut in half. You see how we've done that? I need my towel. That's very, very hot. Take your garlic clove and just simply rub it. And the rough texture of the bread just kind of rubs off some of that garlic flavor. And then we'll add just a little bit of melted butter to that. And there you go. There is a orange glazed chicken, some sautéed vegetables with yellow squash, red pepper, and carrots, some grilled pineapple alongside a beautiful salad, the perfect summertime meal. I'll see you next time on Everyday Manna.
Thank you for watching Everyday Manna with Lisa. This program is made possible by viewers like you. Your support is continually needed to keep Christian programming on the air. Please send your best financial gift to Living Faith Television in care of Everyday Manna, P.O. Box 1867, Abingdon, Virginia 24212.